we're going to go ahead and try multiplying and dividing decimals. So, do you remember, let's just give ourselves an easy multiplication with decimal problem. Let's say I want to do, I don't know, 3.75 times 0.4. Do you remember how to do this, Cohen? Yeah, so the first thing I normally do is, and it's multiplication, so we can multiply in any order we want. So I actually put the one with more digits in it on top. 3.75 times 0.4. And you want to line them up along the right-hand side. And then remember multiplying like this? So you're going to multiply it the same way you would do 374 times 4. So hopefully we remember. So I do 4 times 5, which is 20. So 0 on the bottom, carry the 2. 4 times 7 is 28. Add 2 more, I get to 30. Put a 0, carry the 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus the 3 is 15. Does anybody remember what you do now? Joe? Perfect. That's it. So, if you count how many decimal places were in your original problem, you had 1, 2, 3. So in your answer, you go 1, 2, 3. So the answer to the problem is 1.5. Do you need these zeros? You don't need them. You can leave them there if you want, but it actually doesn't matter. So my answer is just 1.500, or just 1.5. So the only way I can make this harder is by throwing different signs at you and giving you more digits. So try this one. What do you think? Let's do negative 0.25 times 6.810. Do that one for me. So let's see how we did. Do you remember when there's 2 digits here, how to multiply? First, I'm going to multiply everything by the 5. So 5 times 0, 5 times 1, 5 times 8 is 40, carry the 4, 34. What do you do on the next line, Sam? Huh? Yeah, so when you go to do the next digit, you have to put in a 0 placeholder here. My teacher always taught us to make it an egg. She said put a dot in it so it was an egg. I don't know why, but I remember.
Yeah, I did do that.
That's okay. But you do need a 0 placeholder. You have to move over 1 space. Because now I'm multiplying by the tens. So now I have to do 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 6 is 12, 13. And then what do you do with those numbers?
I just added a zero.
You got to add all of these together, right? So 0, 5, 2, 10, carry the 1, 7, 1.
I did my multiplication a different method.
Do you do lattice or something?
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see if we got the same answer, okay?
Let's,
I don't know. But I don't have my answer yet. Right? Because my answer is certainly not 170,250. What do I have to do now? I got to count up the decimals. So I go back to my original, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimals this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's not all. You have to account for the sign. The math is the same, but now I have to go back to the original. Remember, it was a negative times a positive. So my final answer should be negative. So the correct final answer is that. Negative 1.70250. Ben, is that what you got?
yeah,
You-
I accidentally multiplied 3 and 2 and then.
Oh, okay.
How do you do that? Never.
I don't know how to do lattice. I've never done it either.
I've done it.
If you do lattice and you get the same answer as me, that's totally fine. Just know that I'm not going to know how to help you. Do you want to show everybody how to do it?
Yeah, I will. I'll show you guys.
You want to draw on the board there?
Yeah, so lattice method is a method. It's some say it's easier than long multiplication.
Okay.
So I would do 25 times 41.
Okay.
So do this. We draw two. We draw these.
Before you keep going, can you just step aside so everyone can see what you've done
Yeah.
so far? So see, he's going to multiply 25 times 41. So across the
now-
top, 2, 5, and on the side, 4, 1.
So 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 4 is 20. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 1 is 5. So now what we do is we put the 5 there, put the 2 there. 8 plus 2 is 10. We carry the 1, and we get 1.
He's adding
So-
up those diagonals.
So we get 1,025.
What about if there was a decimal?
A decimal.
So keep the problem exactly the same, but put in a decimal point. Maybe it's times 0.41.
2.5 times 0.41.
Yeah, so you don't have to change the whole thing, just put the decimal point in and show us how you know where it will go.
So, alright. What did I do? Put the decimal
Try
point.
25 times 0.41.
2.5?
Okay, 2.5 times 41. How would you do that with lattice? Do you do it the same way?
No.
Oh.
So how do you know? Well, you do the multiplying the same way.
Do you just put the decimal where it goes?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never
I
done.
count the spaces of the decimal, and then on the answer, you go
Yeah,
over
it's
the
just a
spaces,
different
count
method,
it,
yeah.
and then you put it up.
If you have a 2.5, how do you normally figure out where the decimal would go?
So we have to put for 1. Have to do math.
So like if you were doing it out, how do you find out where the decimal goes? If you were doing it like this normally.
I would carry which I would go left.
Yeah, how many would you go to left?
2 times.
2 or you have one more? Right? Oh, yeah, no, that's right. That's what they're asking. They're asking how you would figure that out.
So,
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So you do your math the same way. You ignore the decimal to do the lattice. And then you count up the number of decimal places and go over, just like we are.
Yeah, just
Yeah, same thing.
That's what I wasn't sure.
Yeah. That's cool though, Ben. Thank you for showing us.
you're welcome.
So, does anybody else do lattice? No, really?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, it depends on how you were taught. So some teachers in elementary school teach it.
My elementary would just give us a paper and then she'd be on her phone the entire time.
Sam? I've seen that. It's not. It's not. I assure you. Okay, guys. So, I'll give you one more to try. And if everybody gets this one, maybe we'll talk about dividing. Let's do... You didn't do this one? Oh, well, you gotta try this one. So, let's do, everybody try this one. How about negative 0.27 times negative 0.31. Hold on, let me rewrite that. I don't like how I wrote it. There, I like that better. So please multiply those two negative numbers together. So again, everybody, you're going to multiply the two numbers 27 and 31 together, pretty much like normal, and then you just account for the decimals. So, Devin, do you know how to multiply 27 times 31? No. You know how to write them?
Yes.
Remember writing it like that? That's okay. I'm going to teach you right now. Okay, everybody's got an answer? So, I'm multiplying these two numbers together. Make sure that you are lined up on the right-hand side. So, I do 1 times 7, which is 7. 1 times 2 is 2. On my next line, what do I have to do? You have to put in a 0 placeholder. Now I do 3 times 7, 21, so I put a 1 there, carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 6, add 2, 7, 8. And then what do I do with these two lines? Add them together. 7, 3, 8.
That's what I got to in lattice.
Good. But now I have to, how many are there? 4. So I go 1, 2, 3.
Add a 0.
You have to put in a 0 placeholder because I have to go 4 spaces. So there was only 3 spaces for me to go, so I had to put a 0 in front there.
What do you do when you add the decimals?
You just count up how many you have. So I had 2 decimal places and 2 more. So I have 4 total in my original problem. So then I just go from the back and I have to go in 4 decimal places. 1 decimal place, 2, 3, and then to get a 4th decimal place I had to put a 0 there.
Put 31 on top.
That's fine, it doesn't matter because you can multiply in any order.
First number I got 217.
Did you still end up with this?
Yes.
That's fine.
How did
Because you're multiplying it's all the same math. It's just, yeah. Alexis? Yes. Well, you now need to make sure you adjust for the sign. What should my sign be if I'm multiplying a negative times a negative? It should be a positive. So I want to keep it positive. I didn't mean to draw that looks like a comma. I didn't mean that. So my final answer should be 0.0837.
Why 0.08?
Because remember I needed 4 decimal places. So at first, when I just added, I had 7, 3, 8. But that's only 3 decimal places. But I have to go in 4 because there was 4 decimal places in my original. So if I have to go one more, what? That's okay. We'll help you. Should we do one more? One more. So Devin can try it. Let's do a, oh, I know. How about a 0.07 times 0.003? Oh, and let's make one of them negative.
Is that okay?
So watch your decimals.
All right. I'll
Do what you think you're supposed to do. Watch your signs.
All right, thanks. Bye.
You know there's going to be a 21 in there somewhere. But it matters where those decimals are. Because there's a big difference between 0.21, 0.021, 0.0021. You put that decimal in the wrong spot, it's a big deal. Yep. Sure.
I did a lattice.
So if there's three numbers, will you add a third row?
No, because there's only two numbers here. So you're going to have one row with the 7, and then you'll have another row with the 0.
So you don't place in a zero anywhere in there? I want to know where I can put that.
It's a really small number. Did you get it? Do you want to put another example?
Yep. Can you wait till Emily comes back? Thanks. Yeah. You'll have to wait. You're in the line. Okay, let's try giving this a whirl. So I've got 0.003, 0.07. I got to multiply. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2. 7 times 0 is 0. The next line down, I need a 0 placeholder, and now 0 times everything is just 0. 0, 0, 0. What do I do with these things? I add them. 1, 2, 0, 0. How many decimal places do I need? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to put in one more to make 5. What should the sign be, Tommy? Negative.